Good evening, everyone. Let me start with a question. When was the last time you truly felt supported, not just in passing, but deeply understood and unconditionally backed? Think about that moment. Who was there with you? What role did they play in your life? My guess is it wasn't a stranger or a fleeting acquaintance. It was someone you trust. A friend. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to prioritize productivity over people, success over connection, and independence over interdependence. We're told that to make it, we have to be strong, self-reliant, and always on the move. But in this pursuit of achievement, something crucial is slipping through our fingers. Our friendships. Friendships provide unwavering support during life's challenges. There's an incredible comfort in knowing that no matter how rough the road gets, someone is in your corner. Life is unpredictable. Unexpected hardships, sudden setbacks, and unforeseen tragedies can shake us to our core. When those moments come, the people we can lean on are often the ones who make the difference between despair and resilience. These friendships are not transactional or superficial. They are built on trust, loyalty, and a deep sense of mutual care. Think about the moments when you've felt the most overwhelmed, perhaps a job loss, a family emergency, or a personal failure. These are the times when casual relationships fade into the background, but strong friendships shine. A true friend isn't just there to offer advice or a temporary distraction. They are the ones who sit with you in the discomfort, listen without judgment, and remind you that you're not alone in facing the storm. So, when you find something that phases the storm, their presence is not about solving your problems, it's about standing with you as you navigate them. There's a strength in being able to rely on others without fear of judgment or rejection. It's in knowing that no matter how flawed, vulnerable, or scared you feel, someone will accept you as you are. This type of emotional safety is rare but invaluable. It's what allows us to open up fully, to share our fears and insecurities without reservation. And it's within those moments of vulnerability that we find healing and strength. Strong friendships also bring perspective. When we're in the middle of a crisis, it's easy to get lost in our emotions or see the situation as hopeless. A good friend provides a grounding voice, helping us see the bigger picture or reminding us of our past resilience. They might gently challenge our assumptions or simply hold space for us to process our emotions. Their ability to see beyond the immediate pain and remind us of our own inner strength is often the push we need to keep going. Beyond emotional support, friendships often manifest in tangible acts of care. A meal delivered when you're too overwhelmed to cook, a ride to the hospital when you're unwell, a phone call in the middle of the night because you couldn't sleep. These are not grand gestures, but they carry immense weight. They remind us that someone cares enough to show up, even when it's inconvenient or difficult. This consistent presence becomes a lifeline in times of uncertainty. Friendships also have a ripple effect. When you have someone who supports you, it indirectly strengthens your ability to support others. You might find yourself in a better position to care for your family, perform at work, or contribute to your community. In this way, the support of one or two close friends can positively influence multiple areas of your life. The energy and encouragement they provide ripple outward, creating a stronger, more interconnected sense of resilience. Another aspect of support during challenges is accountability. A strong friend doesn't just comfort, they also call you to action when necessary. They remind you of your goals when you lose focus, encourage you to take the first step when you're hesitant, and even challenge you to face hard truths when avoidance feels easier. While this might not always be comfortable, it is a profound form of care. It shows that someone believes in you enough to hold you to a higher standard even when you don't believe in yourself. The beauty of friendship is its enduring quality. Unlike fleeting interactions or relationships of convenience, strong friendships weather the test of time. They adapt and evolve, accommodating life's changes, distance, career shifts, or growing families, without losing their core essence. This durability makes them a source of stability when everything else feels uncertain. They are a constant reminder that no matter how much the world changes, some bonds remain unbreakable. At the same time, as we have expanded our concept of peer pressure, we also realize that peer pressure has excluded people from being who they really are. Unwavering support in friendships isn't just about what someone does for you, it's about the emotional reservoir they help build within you. They equip you with strength, hope, and courage that lasts far beyond any single challenge. It's a quiet but profound kind of power, rooted in love and mutual respect. Strong friendships improve mental health, reduce stress, and extend longevity. In a world where mental health challenges are on the rise and life seems to grow more complex by the day, the importance of meaningful relationships cannot be overstated. Friendships are not merely a source of joy and companionship, they are deeply intertwined with our physical and emotional well-being. They play a critical role in how we cope, thrive, and endure over the course of our lives. When we connect with others in a genuine way, our bodies respond positively. Strong friendships trigger the release of oxytocin, often referred to as the bonding hormone. This chemical not only fosters a sense of closeness and trust, but also helps to reduce cortisol levels, which are closely linked to stress. Lower cortisol levels mean less strain on the heart and immune system, both of which are negatively impacted by chronic stress. In this way, the presence of close friends has a biological impact that protects our health and helps our bodies manage the demands of daily life. The mental health benefits of strong friendships extend far beyond moments of happiness or celebration. They provide a buffer against anxiety and depression, acting as a stabilizing force during difficult times. When we share our burdens, worries, or fears with someone we trust, we reduce the mental load we carry alone. Talking things out with a friend doesn't just make us feel better in the moment. It helps us process emotions more effectively, breaking patterns of rumination or negative self-talk that can deepen mental health struggles. Friends help us find clarity and perspective, offering a lens through which to reframe problems and see solutions we may have overlooked. Friendships also introduce moments of joy and laughter into our lives. Laughter, as simple as it may seem, is a powerful antidote to stress. It lowers blood pressure, increases endorphins, and provides a sense of emotional release that is difficult to replicate in solitude. When we laugh with a friend, we create shared memories that strengthen our bond. But we also experience an immediate and profound sense of relief. These lighthearted moments, though fleeting, have lasting positive effects on our overall mental state. Beyond emotional and mental benefits, the influence of strong friendships extends to physical health outcomes. Research shows that individuals with a strong social network are more likely to recover from illnesses, have better immune responses, and live longer overall. The data is compelling. People with close friendships are significantly less likely to succumb to chronic conditions like heart disease or experience cognitive decline as they age. Social connection keeps the mind sharp and the body resilient, providing the kind of support that medicine alone cannot offer. One of the most striking findings in research on longevity is the correlation between social ties and life expectancy. Studies have shown that loneliness can be as harmful to our health as obesity or smoking. In fact, loneliness and isolation are now considered significant public health concerns, with their impact on mortality comparable to some of the most well-known health risks. Conversely, the presence of strong, consistent friendships acts as a protective factor, reducing the likelihood of premature death and enhancing overall quality of life. What makes this connection between friendship and health even more fascinating is the way it spans across all stages of life. For children, friendships help develop social skills, emotional regulation, and a sense of belonging. For adults, they provide critical support in navigating relationships, careers, and personal challenges. And for older adults, friendships are often key to combating loneliness, maintaining cognitive health, and fostering a sense of purpose. So, strong friendships also contribute to resilience, which is the ability to bounce back after adversity. Knowing that someone is in your corner provides not just comfort, but also confidence. It reminds us that we don't have to face life's difficulties alone. This sense of connectedness gives us the strength to take risks, learn from failure, and keep moving forward despite setbacks. In many ways, friends act as a safety net, catching us when we fall and helping us get back on our feet. Importantly, friendships challenge the narrative that seeking help or relying on others is a sign of weakness. On the contrary, leaning on a friend during a difficult time is one of the healthiest things we can do. It allows us to access a kind of care and empathy that only human connection can provide. This mutual exchange of support, where both people have the opportunity to give and receive, is deeply fulfilling. It reinforces the idea that strength comes not from isolating ourselves, but from embracing the interdependence that makes us human. Connection is about depth, not quantity or proximity. In today's hyper-connected world, the lines between true connection and superficial interaction are often blurred. We are surrounded by the illusion of closeness, with constant notifications, friend requests, and social media updates giving us the sense that we're more connected than ever. Yet paradoxically, this hyperconnectivity has left many feeling more isolated than before. This is because real connection isn't measured by the number of friends we have, or the proximity of people around us. It's defined by the depth and meaning of those relationships. True connection happens when we allow ourselves to be seen and accepted as we are, without masks or pretense. It goes beyond the surface level of casual conversations and shared interests. It requires vulnerability, sharing not just what's going well in our lives, but also the struggles and fears we often keep hidden. This vulnerability creates a sense of trust and intimacy that is the hallmark of meaningful relationships. When someone truly knows us, flaws and all, and chooses to stay, it builds an unshakable bond that cannot be replaced by the fleeting interactions so common in modern life. Depth in connection is not something that happens automatically or overnight. It's cultivated through time, attention, and effort. It's found in the honest conversations at midnight when both people are too tired to filter their thoughts. It's built in moments of shared silence where words aren't necessary because the presence of another person is enough. These experiences cannot be rushed or replicated on a large scale. Depth comes from quality, not quantity, and requires an investment of ourselves that can feel daunting in a culture that often values speed and efficiency over depth and meaning. Proximity, too, can be deceiving when it comes to connection. Being physically near someone doesn't guarantee emotional closeness. In fact, many people report feeling isolated even in the middle of a crowded room or within their own households. The key to connection isn't simply being around others. It's about engaging with them in a meaningful way. This is why some long-distance friendships can feel stronger and more fulfilling than relationships with people we see every day. When we prioritize depth, proximity becomes irrelevant. It's the emotional availability and willingness to engage that matter far more than physical closeness. And we have built this country out of the genuine connection also demands presence. In a world filled with distractions, it's increasingly rare to give someone our undivided attention. Yet when we do, it signals something profound, that they matter to us, that their words and emotions are worth prioritizing over everything else. Presence is about more than just being there physically. It's about truly listening, responding thoughtfully, and being attuned to what the other person needs. And if this kind of engagement deepens relationships in a way that no amount of casual time spent together can. Another aspect of connection is reciprocity. A deep relationship cannot be one-sided. It requires both individuals to give and receive, to show vulnerability and provide support in return. When this balance is achieved, it creates a sense of equality and respect that strengthens the bond. Reciprocity builds trust, as both people come to understand that their needs will be met and their feelings will be valued. This mutual care is the essence of true connection and distinguishes it from superficial relationships where one person's efforts outweigh the others. Connection is also about being intentional. It requires us to go beyond convenience and actively make room in our lives for the people who matter. In an area where our schedules are often packed and our attention divided, carving out time to nurture relationships can feel like a challenge. However, it's this intentional effort, sending a thoughtful message, showing up for important moments, or simply checking in, that separates meaningful relationships from the rest. Depth and connection doesn't come from occasional grand gestures, but from consistent, small acts of care over time. In seeking depth, we must also confront the fear of rejection or judgment that often prevents us from opening up to others. True connection can feel risky because it asks us to expose parts of ourselves we may prefer to keep hidden. But it's precisely this authenticity that allows relationships to flourish. When we dare to be vulnerable, we invite the other person to do the same, creating a space where both parties feel seen and accepted. The beauty of depth and connection is that it transcends external factors like status, interests, or even personality differences. It's not about finding someone who is exactly like us, but about discovering a shared humanity and mutual understanding. This kind of connection reminds us that we are not alone, that someone else shares in our joys and struggles, and that we are valued for who we truly are. Vulnerability and authenticity are the foundation of lasting friendships. In a society that often emphasizes strength, independence, and polished appearances, vulnerability is frequently misunderstood as a sign of weakness. Yet in reality, it is one of the most profound expressions of courage. Allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, to share our fears, failures, insecurities, and doubts, requires immense bravery because it means showing parts of ourselves we might otherwise hide. Flexibility and vulnerability requires that we reveal parts ourselves that we might otherwise hide. However, it is this very act of openness that creates the space for deep, meaningful connections and establishes the foundation for friendships that endure. When we are authentic, we allow others to see us as we truly are. Authenticity means removing the masks we often wear to fit into societal expectations, to impress others, or to protect ourselves from judgment. It is an honest reflection of our thoughts, feelings, and experiences, presented without pretense. This honesty is the glue that holds lasting friendships together because it builds trust. When we are genuine, we invite others to be genuine in return, creating a dynamic where both people feel safe to be themselves. This mutual safety forms the bedrock of deep and lasting bonds. Vulnerability fosters intimacy because it shows others that we trust them enough to let down our guard. Think about the moments in your life when a friendship truly deepened. It likely wasn't during a conversation about small talk or surface-level topics. Instead, it was in those raw, honest exchanges where one of you said, "I'm struggling," or "I'm scared," or "I don't know what to do." These moments, while uncomfortable, create a bridge between two people. Say, I'm letting you in because I trust you with this part of me. That trust, once earned, becomes one of the strongest elements of any friendship. True vulnerability also means being willing to accept help or support when we need it. In a world that often glorifies self-sufficiency, admitting we need someone else's help can feel daunting. However, friendships thrive on reciprocity. When we open ourselves up to receiving care or guidance, we allow our friends to step into their role as supporters. This exchange strengthens the bond between people, as it reinforces the understanding that friendships are not one-sided, but built on mutual giving and receiving. Being authentic and vulnerable also requires acknowledging our flaws and imperfections. In friendships, we sometimes fall into the trap of presenting an idealized version of ourselves, worrying that if someone sees our mistakes or shortcomings, they might withdraw. But true friends don't demand perfection. They value honesty and appreciate the courage it takes to admit when we're wrong, to say we're sorry, or to share our struggles. This level of openness creates a relationship where both people know they are accepted for who they are, not for who they think they should be. Furthermore, vulnerability allows for growth within friendships. When we are willing to address conflicts, misunderstandings, or hurt feelings, instead of avoiding them, we create opportunities to strengthen the relationship. Difficult conversations, while uncomfortable in the moment, can lead to a deeper understanding of one another. They show that we value the friendship enough to work through challenges rather than walking away from them. This willingness to engage authentically, even when it's hard, is what sets lasting friendships apart from those that fade over time. Authenticity also has a ripple effect. When one person in a friendship chooses to be vulnerable, it often encourages the other to do the same. This shared vulnerability creates a sense of solidarity and mutual understanding. It sends the message, "You're not alone. I felt that way too." This connection, born from shared experiences and emotions, deepens the bond and reinforces the idea that friendships are a safe space where both people can be fully themselves. In lasting friendships, vulnerability and authenticity extend beyond individual interactions and become an integral part of the relationship's culture. They set the tone for how friends navigate life together, whether through joys or challenges. When both people are committed to being genuine and open, the friendship becomes a source of strength and comfort that withstands the test of time. And authenticity eliminates the need for pretense or performance, allowing the relationship to flourish in its most genuine form. Vulnerability also allows friendships to evolve and adapt over time. Life is full of change, new jobs, relocations, family dynamics. But authentic friendships are built to weather these shifts. Because they are rooted in a deep understanding of one another, they are less likely to be shaken by external circumstances. Instead, they grow alongside the people within them, remaining a consistent source of support and connection no matter what else is happening. This adaptability is only possible when both individuals are committed to showing up as their true selves. Vulnerability and authenticity are a reminder of our shared humanity. They create space for empathy, compassion, and connection by highlighting the ways in which we are similar rather than focusing on our differences. When we show others who we truly are, we remind them that it's okay to do the same. This mutual acceptance fosters a sense of belonging that is at the heart of every lasting friendship. True strength comes from giving and receiving support. In a culture that often glorifies independence and self-reliance, the idea of needing or offering support is sometimes perceived as a weakness. However, nothing could be further from the truth. Real strength is found in the ability to recognize when help is needed, either by ourselves or by someone else, and then acting on that awareness with openness and compassion. It's in those moments of giving and receiving support that human connection is strengthened, and relationships are transformed into bonds of mutual care and trust. Giving support is an act of generosity that goes beyond mere gestures or words. It requires presence, empathy, and the willingness to share another person's burden, even when it doesn't directly impact you. Supporting someone means stepping into their world for a moment, seeing things through their perspective, and offering help not as a solution, but as a companion on their journey. It can take the form of listening deeply without judgment, offering a kind word during a tough time, or stepping in to help with practical tasks when someone is overwhelmed. While it may seem like an act of selflessness, giving support often enriches the giver as much as the receiver, fostering a profound sense of purpose and connection. Receiving support, on the other hand, requires vulnerability and trust. For many, admitting the need for help can feel like admitting to failure. There's an inherent fear of being judged, appearing weak, or burdening others. But true strength lies in overcoming this fear and allowing others to help. When we let someone into our struggles, we acknowledge the shared human experience of imperfection and dependence. This vulnerability fosters deeper connections and creates a space for genuine relationships to thrive. In many cases, the simple act of asking for help can be the first step toward building a stronger bond with someone, as it demonstrates trust and invites their care into your life. Mutual support is what makes friendships truly reciprocal. In healthy relationships, the roles of giver and receiver naturally shift over time, with both individuals taking turns leaning on one another and being leaned on. This balance creates an unspoken understanding that neither person is expected to always have it all together. Instead, it acknowledges the reality that life is full of ups and downs, and that support is a two-way street. This dynamic is what makes strong relationships resilient, because both people know they can count on the other when it matters most. Supporting others isn't just about being there for the big, life-altering moments. Often, it's the small, consistent acts of kindness and understanding that have the greatest impact. Checking in with a friend after a hard day, offering a shoulder to cry on, or celebrating their achievements, no matter how small, builds trust and reinforces the sense that they're not alone in their journey. And these everyday moments of care create a foundation that makes it easier to weather more significant challenges together when they arise. Similarly, receiving support doesn't always mean reaching out during a crisis. It's about recognizing when we need a little extra encouragement or perspective and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable enough to share that need. Sometimes it's simply accepting a friend's offer of help, even when we feel we should manage on our own. By letting others show up for us, we validate their place in our lives and strengthen the bond of reciprocity. One of the most beautiful aspects of giving and receiving support is the way it transforms relationships into something more profound. Friendships that are rooted in mutual care become a refuge, a place where both people feel seen, valued, and understood. These relationships provide a sense of security that allows individuals to be their authentic selves, free from fear of judgment or rejection. The act of supporting one another creates an emotional safety net that makes life's uncertainties a little less daunting. Another important aspect of support is its power to inspire growth. When we give support, we often encourage others to see their own strengths and capabilities. Whether it's cheering someone on as they take a big leap, reminding them of their worth during moments of doubt, or helping them navigate a difficult decision, Our belief in them can be a powerful motivator. Conversely, when we receive support, it reminds us that we're not alone in facing our challenges, and that others believe in our ability to overcome them. This shared belief builds confidence and resilience in both parties, reinforcing the value of connection. Giving and receiving support also fosters empathy. When we take the time to truly be there for someone else, we learn to see the world through their eyes, broadening our understanding of their experiences and emotions. Similarly, allowing others to support us gives them a window into our struggles and vulnerabilities, creating a shared sense of humanity. This mutual empathy is what makes friendships a powerful antidote to loneliness and isolation, as it reminds us of the fundamental truth that we are all in this together. The ability to give and receive support is what sustains strong relationships over time. It acknowledges that no one can navigate life alone, and that real strength is found in interdependence. True friendships are built on this foundation, where the flow of care is constant and where both individuals feel equally valued and needed. Friendships remind us of our shared humanity, grounding us in what truly matters. In a world that often feels divided and complicated, where differences seem to dominate conversations, friendships have a unique way of bridging those gaps and reminding us that we all share the same fundamental needs, hopes, and fears. At their core, friendships are a reflection of our inherent human desire to connect, to be understood, and to matter to someone else. They transcend the surface-level divisions of identity, background, or opinion, and bring us back to a simpler, more meaningful understanding of what it means to be human. Every genuine friendship begins with a moment of recognition, a realization that despite our differences, we share something essential. It might be a shared sense of humor, a mutual experience, or even a subtle understanding communicated without words. These moments, though often small, speak to the heart of human connection. They remind us that we are not defined solely by our achievements, our possessions, or the roles we play in society, but by the ways we relate to and care for one another. Friendships strip away the pretense that can sometimes overshadow other areas of life. In a true friendship, there is no need to perform or conform. We are free to be our authentic selves, embracing our flaws and imperfections without fear of judgment. This authenticity not only deepens the bond between friends, but also serves as a powerful reminder that vulnerability and honesty are what make relationships real and meaningful. That in a world where many are pressured to project perfection, friendships offer a safe space to be human. Messy, imperfect, and beautifully complex. These connections have a grounding effect, anchoring us in the present and shifting our focus from external distractions to what truly matters, the people we care about, and the shared moments that make life rich and rewarding. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of the simple pleasures that give our experiences depth and meaning. A long conversation with a friend, an inside joke, or an unspoken look of understanding can remind us that, in the end, it's these connections that hold the greatest value. The shared humanity cultivated through friendships extends beyond the individual relationships themselves. It has a ripple effect, influencing the way we view the world and interact with others. Friendships teach us empathy and help us see life from perspectives other than our own. They allow us to step outside of our own experiences and understand the feelings, struggles, and joys of another person. This ability to empathize fosters a broader sense of compassion and kindness that goes beyond our immediate circle of friends and extends to the way we treat others in our communities and beyond. Empathizing with other people's issues has become a pretty common thing to do, especially on Twitter. Through the challenges and triumphs that friendships endure, they remind us of life's universal truths. Everyone faces moments of fear, uncertainty, and loss. Everyone experiences joy, celebration, and growth. Friendships highlight these shared experiences, making them less isolating and more unifying. In the presence of a trusted friend, even the heaviest burdens feel a little lighter because they are no longer carried alone. This shared experience creates a profound sense of belonging and reassures us that we are part of something bigger, a shared human journey that connects us all. An idea that that shared experience can bring us together is fundamentally true, and you cannot treat both experiences entirely disconnectedly. Friendships also have the power to challenge our perspectives, encouraging growth and self-reflection. A good friend doesn't just validate our thoughts and feelings, they provide constructive feedback, offer new viewpoints, and sometimes push us out of our comfort zones. These moments of honest dialogue and challenge, while not always easy, help us see beyond our own biases and broaden our understanding of the world. They teach us that differences, when approached with respect and curiosity, are not barriers but opportunities for deeper connection. In times of division and conflict, friendships act as bridges, demonstrating that unity is possible even when there are differences. When we share a bond with someone, their humanity becomes undeniable. We begin to see them not as a label, a stereotype, or an opposing viewpoint, but as a whole person with a unique story. This perspective can be transformative, breaking down barriers of prejudice or misunderstanding, and fostering a sense of unity that transcends disagreement. Friendships serve as reminders that connection and cooperation are more powerful than division. The grounding effect of friendships extends to our sense of identity and purpose. Being valued and accepted by others helps us develop a clearer understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. Friends often see our strengths and potential more clearly than we see them ourselves, offering encouragement and affirmation that build confidence and resilience. In this way, friendships remind us not only of our shared humanity, but also of our individual worth. They act as mirrors, reflecting back the qualities that make us unique and showing us the impact we have on those around us. Friendships call us back to the essence of what it means to live a meaningful life. They teach us to prioritize relationships over material pursuits, to focus on connection rather than competition, and to embrace the moments of joy, sorrow, and everything in between that make life full. In a rapidly changing world, where technology and culture can sometimes create a sense of disconnection, friendships are a timeless reminder of the enduring importance of human connection. And here's the thing, strong friendships aren't just about giving support, they're about receiving it. We often think we have to carry our burdens alone, that asking for help makes us weak. But true strength comes from knowing when to lean on someone else. Friendships teach us that we don't have to be perfect to be loved. In a world that celebrates individual achievement, let's remember that no one succeeds alone. Behind every triumph, every breakthrough, there's a network of support. Friends who cheered, listened, and stood by us when it mattered most. And one of the strongest parts of athleticism that helps keep me going is the recognition that I'm not doing this alone. So today I challenge you. Reach out, rekindle an old friendship, or deepen an existing one. Take the time to listen, to laugh, and to be fully present. Because at the end of the day, it won't be the trophies we've won or the titles we've earned that matter. It will be the connections we've built and the people we've loved. Why do strong friendships matter more than ever? Because they're not just what make life worth living, they're what make life possible. Thank you.